Ready for another edition of Warpaint TV? Brought to you by Cotman Transmission, Olathe, Kansas. 913-768-1555.
Are you ready for some real football?
Welcome back to Warpaint TV. Immediately following the Chiefs' 13-10 overtime victory over the Buffalo Bills. I'm here with Chiefs insider Nick Athan, as always. Nick, Todd Haley says at every press conference, it is hard to win in the NFL. Those words never ring more true after today's game. Tell me, what do you think about today's game?
Well, it's hard to coach in the NFL today, too, because the Chiefs' entire coaching staff, in my opinion, just dropped the ball way too many times. I mean, Todd Haley, I love his aggressive nature. I think it's wonderful. We haven't seen that since Hank Stram was the head coach, but when you got an opportunity to get 3 points early in a game when you're facing 4th and 3, 4th and 4, that was an issue. Charlie Weiss, offensively, they're running the ball down the Bills' throat. It gets 10 yards, 12 yards, 13 yards carry, and he tries to pass the ball 3 times. It was totally unnecessary. They tried to outthink the Buffalo Bills defense. Their pass secondary was outstanding today. They ranked, what, 27th or 28th in the National Football League. They were solid today until overtime in that last drive where they couldn't contain the middle of the field, and Tony Milwaukee had a couple of really nice catches. But, you know, and you look at the special teams and Ryan Suckup, you know, he gets a great opportunity to redeem himself. You know, I can't completely fault him. That wind was swirling. You were in the stands. You know what it was like. And we talked to him after the game, and he said on that first one, he goes, I thought it was good, but he never thought the wind gust would take it. And on the second one, he went to the far right and tried to get the ball back in so he could adjust to the wind. So really, it was a good learning experience for this team. They have a lot of resiliency. There's still a lot of issues. We're not going to paint the AFC West, championship tickets just yet. But say what you want, and we laughed about this in the press box. This team is very resilient, and you have to be if you're going to win games in January.
Chiefs 2000 draft class seems to look even better. John Asamoah, talk about his game today. He started right tackle. The Chiefs running game didn't lose a beat. Talk about John Asamoah.
He didn't miss a beat. I mean, this kid was, in my opinion, the best guard in the draft. You know, we talked about this all through the offseason. It took him a lot of time to really get adjusted to, you know, the speed of the NFL. He was kind of down the depth chart. There were 4 or 5 guys ahead of him. But, you know, he persevered. And to the Chiefs' credit, you know, they put him in special teams right away. They put him in short yardage situations. Sometimes he lines up as the second eligible tight end. All good things to do when you've got a young player. This is the heir apparent to Brian Waters. At some point, he will take over for him. You know, Ryan Lozier probably could have gone today. Same with Dexter McCluster. They probably could have played if they had to, but they didn't. But the Chiefs still found a way to win, and now we get to talk about my favorite subject, Raiders Week.
We'll be right back with Raiders Week after a brief message from our good friends at Cotman Transmission.
My experience at Cotman was phenomenal.
They worked on my car while I waited. I was in and out in less maybe like 30 minutes.
When you're dealing with your car, you drive it every day. You need someone that you can trust to work on it.
It's a good experience.
I'm a Cotman customer for life.
I trust Cotman.
He's my Cotman man, and he keeps me rolling along.
All right, it's Raiders Week. Kansas City Chiefs head to Oakland. We don't know what Oakland Raider team's going to show up. The team that scored 9 points at San Francisco or the team that scored 59 points at Denver. What can you tell us about next week's game, Nick?
Well, I mean, I think the Raiders are playing better. I mean, they should. They have a lot of talent. I still maintain that they had on paper the best draft in the AFC West. They really did. I mean, I love what the Chiefs players do, and I'm going to get a lot of grief from that this week, I'm sure of it. But you look at the way this team is playing now. It was a huge win last week. They have to sustain it. They're going to be an up-and-down team. They may get to 8 games. They may win 8 games. I think this is huge. This is the statement game the Chiefs have to make. They've always played well out in Oakland. They've always played well against the Raiders, except at home. They've really struggled the last several years. This is the most important game for the Chiefs, period. Right now, they have an opportunity to go 3-1 for the second time, this season in quarter to quarter that Todd Haley likes to play. But Run DMC is running the ball great for the Raiders. Jason Campbell, who I thought was a bust, has played really well. We don't know if Gradikowski is going to be available for that game. It kind of depends on what they want to do. But this team has always struggled because the coaching has let them down, and the players late in the game haven't made plays. But they keep punching teams in the mouth. Sooner or later, this topsy-turvy AFC West, it's completely turned upside down now. Denver and San Diego are struggling. The Chiefs and the Raiders are playing the best in the division. They're ultimately, I think, going to decide who wins the AFC West. This is critical for Kansas City to go to Oakland, go to the Coliseum, win big, show, flex their muscles, be 6-2 after the halfway mark, and then now they may have a 2, 3, even 4-game division lead with some of these teams. They can start preparing for what's coming ahead.
You heard it here first from Chiefs Insider Nick Athan. Once again, I'm Shane Williams with Warpaint TV. The Kansas City Chiefs are still in first place. Big win. Until next time, keep it right here at warpaintillustrated.com.
Don't miss another edition of Warpaint Illustrated the magazine. To get your subscription today, call 888-979-0979. That's 888-979-0979, or check out warpaintillustrated.com.